Srila Prabhupada spoke repeatedly of milk developing the finer tissues of the brain, thereby enhancing our material intelligence. We have taken this statement, as we have many similar revelations we've heard about during the course of the past few days, as sutras or seeds of a deeper understanding. This presentation advances a plausible argument. The peer-reviewed published studies referenced represent only the tip of the iceberg of the material examined and have not been carefully vetted for scientific validity, primarily due to the author's lack of familiarity with the technicalities of the very broad range of work examined. Sadly, due to the novel perspective taken in this work, and consequently the relative paucity of very specific quantitative data pertinent to this line of reasoning, considerably more work is required to establish a strong case. So, anybody want to venture where's the seat of material intelligence? Probably not the answer that you go ahead. The heart.
Material intelligence is the brain.
The brain. Okay. All right. The answer it's a little facetious, but on the other hand, it's quite serious. So here we have the cow seated. The cow may be the seat of material intelligence. So, what is the unique quality found in the milk of properly cared for cows that is essential for developing the finer tissues of the human brain, yet is practically not found elsewhere in the civilized human diet? The cerebral cortex, working in concert with multiple other regions of the brain, is considered the seat of higher level cognitive activity. DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, and omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acid, which many of us I'm sure have heard of at this point, is an important component of the neural membranes and is present in 30 to 40% of the phospholipids in the gray matter of the cerebral cortex. That's huge. The brain is, at least certain portions of the brain that are crucial for its function are composed of 30 to 40% DHA. Within the context of specific experimental designs, changes in brain concentrations of DHA are positively associated with changes in cognitive or behavioral performance. DHA can affect neurological function by modulating signal transduction pathways, neurotransmission, neurogenesis, myelination, membrane receptor function, synaptic plasticity, neuroinflammation, membrane integrity, and membrane organization. We have shown that dietary DHA is crucial for large-scale brain organization. So, where does this DHA come from? Is it provided in our diet? Can it be manufactured by the human body? Omega-3 PUFAs, polyunsaturated fatty acids, cannot be synthesized de novo by the human body, so we must rely on dietary means to acquire them. It's not exactly 100% true. Pregnant women are pretty good at producing DHA, as it's essential for producing these finer tissues of the brain. It's been organized that they are able to do it. In fact, all of us can do it in emergency situations where the diet simply doesn't provide it and it's necessary. But it's biological. Requires a metabolic process that's very expensive for the body, so we don't do it. Dietary DHA is incorporated into cellular membranes of all tissues. The extent of incorporation into the tissue membranes is dependent on dietary intake. Consumption of recommended intakes of omega-3 fatty acids, DHA in particular, may lead to a general increase in the overall health and well-being of the population. So on the right, we see the orange and yellow band there is phospholipid membrane of a cell, and the DHA is crucial. It's practically, as we said earlier, 30 to 40% of that membrane. As well, you find it within the cell, and it's circulating in the blood. DHA is only produced, however, directly via photosynthesis in marine phytoplankton and certain terrestrial plants, generally considered inedible by humans. The omega-3 bond captures the energy of the sun to transduce light energy into electron flow. Marine dietary sources of DHA are available for some, yet consumption of this marine life is not recommended by Krishna, nor easily accessible and affordable for everyone, or ecologically sustainable at world population scale. We all, I'm sure at this point, are familiar with the idea that we're overfishing the oceans, and there's not much opportunity left for taking fish out of the ocean at all, to say nothing of the famous one, wild-caught Alaska salmon we have down here on the left. Cows living in confinement, whose diet is restricted to a very limited variety of plants grown on petrochemical fertilized soil, have virtually no DHA in their milk, barring artificial supplementation with fish oil or algae oil, or something along that line. Things that cows don't ordinarily eat. It's not good for them. Abundant, ecologically regenerative, potentially widely available. Few terrestrial resources of preformed DHA meet all these minimal requirements for widespread dietary consumption, with the exception of milk from properly cared for cows. Yet, cows themselves do not produce DHA. DHA must be present in their diet to appear in their milk, and for that matter, it also must be present in their diet to appear anywhere in their body, such as in their flesh. Even the widely touted organic and grass-fed cows do not eat the wide range of DHA-rich pasture plants that animals enjoy grazing in an opulent, biodiverse, multi-level forest growing in a healthy soil environment. Cows grazing on exceptionally diverse, healthy, young forbs, grasses, legumes, brassicas, shrubs, and some trees, fertilized by their own dung and urine, personally harvest the DHA produced by these plants and pass it directly into their milk. We can enhance the quantity of DHA, or can we? How do we do this? Enhance the quantity of DHA available for cows grazing on pasture plants. Agro-silvopastoral farming. It's an ancient form of permaculture that's become quite popular these days. Has long been practiced worldwide as a method of increasing productivity by combining agriculture, particularly grain and vegetable production, fruitful forestry, that's the silvo piece, and the daily shifting of grazing ruminants, especially cows, from place to place in a sparsely forested, biodiverse, multi-layered landscape. Dung and urine from the cows nourish soil microbes who in turn provide nutrients for the plants. A healthy soil food web provides bioaccessible raw materials, and sunlight provides the energy for photosynthesis at the lowest trophic level to build healthy plant tissues containing DHA. Microorganisms at the lowest trophic level of the soil food web are nurtured when the cow passes dung and urine as she grazes, pressing them into the soil. So that arrow pointing up there is pointing at organic matter that The cow is passing it on the pastured plants, and then the various animals that live within the soil and on the surface of the soil are processing the nutrients and making them available to the food web beyond the soil. So DHA is found in the growing tender tips of certain plants which thrive in an agro-silvo-pastoral grazing ground. A properly tended grazing ground offering a diverse range of healthy plants is likely to have some plants with DHA available in their growing tips during most times of the year. Important point here, properly tended means somebody's doing something about this. It's not just growing out there willy-nilly. The available of forages to maximize the amount of long-chain N3-PUFA omega-3s, particularly DHA, in meat, as I mentioned earlier, and for that matter, similarly in milk, is dependent on the nature of forage, including the amount and type of lipid present, and is greater when animals consume fresh forage compared with hay or silage. Cows sense this differential and when moved frequently from pasture to pasture, a practice known today as regular